Hello everybody, welcome back or welcome if it's your first time here. I am so happy you have made it. I was gonna put on some makeup today, so I figured why not film it. So here we are. Again, using the products in my latest shop, my stash. I think what I'm gonna do to this palette is really calling my name. The new Pat McGrath Celestial Divinity. In case you haven't seen it, that's what she looks like. Sorry. Stunning. I don't really know what I want to do. When I first used this, I used more of like these sort of like green and gold colors here. So today, for some reason, these colors are really kind of calling my name. These roses and purples. I don't know what I want to do. I might do like a halo eye. I don't know. We'll see. I am already primed and ready. Skincare done. My eyelids are primed. I've got some chapstick on. So let's just get into it. I will try to be better about telling you guys which shadows I'm using. I think what I'm gonna do to start, I'm gonna go in with this sort of burgundy color, which is Venomous Void. So this is the new holiday collection from Pat McGrath this year. Part of it anyway. She came out with like some other little, her quads, and like some highlighters, lipstick, stuff like that. I'm just taking this shade and stamping it on my outer corner here. This and the highlighter in the collection were really the only things that I was interested in. I haven't pulled the trigger on the highlighter yet. I actually don't even know if it's available yet. It might be, but I don't know. I probably won't end up getting it, but it looks beautiful. And I don't know if Pat McGrath has ever done a highlighter before. I mean, I know she has had other face products, but I don't know that she's done a highlighter. So I don't know, I'll be interested to see how that is. Maybe she'll do more. And then again, I'm just kind of taking this color, stamping it on my inner corner. I want to try to be better about doing different eye looks. I tend to just do like the same style or same technique of eyeshadow application most times I do my makeup. So I want to try to be better about doing different techniques. I love a halo eye, and so I just kind of want to practice at it a little bit. I think it's so beautiful. So just concentrating this color on the outer and inner corners of my eyes. I hope everybody's doing well today. What is today, Wednesday? Yes, so we are halfway through another week. Not that that means anything. Time is like super weird this year, isn't it? I don't know. Feels like simultaneously the longest fucking year ever and the shortest. I don't know, it's wild. It's probably always feels like that. Most years probably feel like that, but I don't know. It just feels like magnified this year. I was gonna say too, I had gotten a comment about telling you guys like what brushes I'm using, which I think is really good feedback. I will also try to be better about that, but you know, brushes are one of the parts of my makeup collection that I really don't invest in, and maybe I should, but I have got the same brushes that I have had for years, like years and years, and I just take good care of them. I wash them you know, I don't know. I do sort of get this itch every once in a while to order new brushes, but they're just so expensive. Most brushes are so expensive. Um, BH Cosmetics has some good brushes. Real Techniques brushes are fantastic. Um, who else has good affordable brushes? Elf. Elf has great brushes. You know, there's a website called Shop Miss A, I think, that I have heard has some good tools, and they're super, super affordable. So I kind of want to try those. But anyway, my point is, some of these brushes, I couldn't even tell you the names of them. They're so old. I mean, I can probably tell you like what brand some of them are. So if that's helpful, I can certainly do that. But some of them are so old, like there's no writing or anything left on the handle. So I will try. I will try to be better about that. Now, this brush I'm using is brand new. I did just get, Beauty Bay had a sale, and I did get a brush set from Beauty Bay. So this is one of their eye brushes. It's called Best Angle. It doesn't have a number or anything on it. Okay, so I have that darker shade laid down. I don't know if it's exactly where I want it, but I'm gonna blend a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with this sort of more muted pink color here, like this rosy color. It's called Venusian Orchid. There is, I will say about this palette, I've only used it a few times so far. I've only had it about a week. I really, really enjoy it. There are, if you haven't heard much about it, what I'm doing with this shade is I'm just kind of blending out the edges a little bit here. If you haven't heard much about it, there's really only 6 shades in it that are brand new. The other 12 are repeats. I guess they were part of like her Star Wars collection that she had put out however long ago. That didn't really bother me because I don't own the other Star Wars palettes, so I was okay with that. I'm happy to have them in my collection. So only 6 shades are brand new. I think there's only 3 matte shades in the whole thing, which again, doesn't really bother me. I love a shimmer heavy palette, quite frankly. I love it. And I mean, Pat McGrath isn't particularly known for her mattes or her matte formula, you know? I don't think that's like an unpopular opinion. That's just a fact. Like, her mattes are okay. They're okay, but it's not really what she's kind of known for. She's known for her like super special, impactful shimmers. So I'm okay with there only being 3 mattes, and so far I'm really, really liking this palette. And hopefully you can tell what I'm doing. There's still some empty space in the middle of my lid here, and I'm just blending out these edges. And I probably will end up going back in with that dark color. A lot of times, once you've laid down your shimmer and blended things out, the darker color, like, you tend to lose some of it. So I probably will go back in and re-intensify that later, but for now I'll leave it. I want a little bit more in this inner corner here, blending up and out. My dog is going crazy in the other room. I don't know if you can hear her. Hopefully not. Between her and my son, you're probably gonna hear something. But what can you do? Okay, I think I'm happy with how that looks, at least for now. At least for now. So let's go in with a shimmer. This is the fun part. This kind of brings it all together. Okay, so there's a lot of kick up in this pan too, just if that bothers you, beware. I think I am going to go in with this shade right here, and it is called Odyssey. It's just a, I don't know, pink. I don't know how to describe it. I guess we'll see here. And I'm just gonna go straight in with my finger. Pat McGrath recommends using your fingers for her shimmers, and I'm just gonna place that right in the middle of my eye here. I'm really not being super precise. I do kind of want it to cover the edges here, the outer and inner corner, and then I can always go in and blend and fix things. So this shimmer feels, I don't know, it feels different. It's very, very textured. Feels not quite as like soft and smooth and buttery as some other shimmers of hers that I've used. And I've actually noticed that, wow, there's so much fallout in the pan. I've actually noticed that about a couple of her shimmers in here. I don't know if it's a negative thing. I don't know if I mean, it's still beautiful. It's still impactful. I don't know if they changed the formula for this palette. This palette is way, way more like affordable of a price point than her palettes normally are. This palette was $70 something, and her normal palettes are like over 100. They're like $125. So this was way more affordable. I hope they didn't like skimp on quality because it's more affordable, but or, you know, not quality, but I guess formula, like do something different to the formula. I am, like I mentioned, just kind of going back in this inner corner and very, very lightly adding some more of that darker color. I'm going to kind of blend it up, bring it up into my crease. Just sort of try to connect everything here. You know, I don't want there to be a bunch of lines where you can tell where everything is. I just kind of want it to be fluid. But we'll see. I will continue to use this palette and see how I feel about the quality of things. But I like it so far. I like it so far. Seems like a good palette. I mean, I'm glad I got it. Okay, and then again, with halo eyes, they do tend to be more, at least for me, because I'm not like great at them just yet, they are a little bit more like labor intensive when I do them, just because I do have to keep going back in to make sure everything's blended. Wow, I don't know if you can tell. I'll try to show you this, but there is so much kickback in this pan. I don't know if you can tell. Probably not. That was probably pointless, but that doesn't really bother me. I know it does bother some people, so, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I've never had that much kickback from one of her palettes. Okay, just blending out edges again. Gonna take a look and see if I feel like everything is sort of symmetrical here, which I think it is. I think I do want to add a little bit more of this darker shade, that Venomous Void. on the outer corner here. My dog. Okay, going back in. I feel like I'm kind of losing a little bit of this shimmer. I don't know why. It does, like I said, feel like a drier formula. I almost wonder if I should have used like a glitter glue or something with it. Anyway, we'll see. I'm relatively happy with how that turned out. Let me clean up my under eye here, do my base, and we'll come back and do my lower lash. Okay, so back with my base. I just used the foundation I have in Shop My Stash is my Wet n Wild foundation, the Photo Focus. I put both the regular and the dewy in there. I used the dewy today along with my Wet n Wild Prime Focus Primer Serum. I have got, my skin is a little bit textured right now, especially like down here. I've been trying to be better about my skincare routine, so I've been using a couple different masks regularly, and they just kind of have my skin. One of them is like a chemical peel, so it is kind of like retexturing my skin a little bit. So I wanted to do some things that were kind of hydrating on my skin. Now I did also just kind of clean up the outer edges of my eyes with some concealer. I used my Neutrogena Radiant Cream concealer and just sort of let that sit a little bit, dry down while I did my eyebrows. So let's just go in with my powder. I've got my Fenty Pro Filter in Butter, which is my favorite. I really don't have that many powders. I only have like 3 right now. But let's just kind of set that a tiny little bit. I don't set my whole face with powder. No particular reason. I just don't. I never have. And I don't plan on it. I don't, if I do kind of want, I don't have an issue with super oily skin. So I can understand if you do have oily skin, why you would want to do that. It's just not a problem I have, so I don't really need to do that. And I actually kind of enjoy the look of a more, you know, dewy, glowy, luminous face. So I don't really like to mattify everything, although I do get right here in my T-zone, I get a tiny bit oily. So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of powder there and just around my nose, not necessarily for oil, but to just kind of set things. I do find my foundation does tend to break up a lot around my nose. Like first, that's the first place it'll start showing. So, okay. So I am all set there. And let's do my lower lash line. I kind of want to, I think I'm gonna go in with some purple on my lower lash line. There are a couple deeper purples in here, but I actually kind of want to do this fuchsia shade here. I like that one and that one even. So this one is, I don't know why I struggle with the names of these so much, and I just dug my nail into that. Awesome. This one is Fuchsia Shock, and then this other one I was looking at is Electron. I think I'm going to go in with that Fuchsia Shock shade first, and we'll see if I want to maybe put that other one on top. I actually kind of like the way that this halo eye turned out. Everything seems to have blended together pretty nicely. I don't know, I just kind of want that. I want that shimmer in the middle to be like more shimmery. I like it to be in your face. Let's do, I'm going to take another one of my Beauty Bay brushes. This is just kind of a flat, dense brush. It's called it's called OG Shader. So let's just go in with that. I'm not gonna wet it or anything. I'm just gonna go in with the shadow as is. Put it right on my lower lash line and just kind of making sure I come up and connect with that outer eye. And we'll just drag it all the way across. Oh, that's really pretty. Nice fuchsia color. I did just get it on my eyeball. Ow. We'll repeat that over here. Just kind of drag it. Make sure you connect it up here, just so there's not like a, you know, a space in between your upper and lower lash line. I cannot do any eye makeup without having my mouth like hanging open. Is that, I don't know, it's just like impossible for me to do. Okay, I like that. I like that fuchsia color. I'm gonna just kind of intensify it on this side a little bit. Make sure it's all the way across my lash line. I do kind of want it to be pretty intense. So I'm gonna go back in a couple times here. But I like that. And then I'm gonna take just one of the brushes I was using earlier, the blending brush I was using, and just blend out very, very lightly. I'm like hardly applying any pressure at all. I'm just blending out the edge here of this shadow. Just making it a little softer. Okay, now I'm tempted to just throw another shimmer just right in the center of my lid here. What is this one called? Cosmic? Oh yeah, let's try this. This looks like a topper shade, so let's try this. I want it to be more intense. Oh, and I think that's doing it. Can you tell? I can tell. Let's just intensify that a little more. I'm just lightly tapping it right in the middle, bringing it up a little bit into my crease. I like that look, a little shimmer in the crease. And then I'm gonna go back in with this blending brush. Again, super, super gently. Just barely applying any pressure. Windshield wiper motions, just make sure everything is blended. Tap over these edges a little bit here. Okay, now I want to add another shade to my inner corner. So let's do, if I didn't have long nails right now, I would just use my finger for this, but that will just make a mess. I think I'm gonna go in with, this is one of my favorite shades in the whole palette. This shade right here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely like, it's got a shift. It's like a duochrome. It's called Dragonfly. And I want to do that in the inner corner. I don't know how that's gonna look with this, but we'll see. Oh, such a pretty shade. I don't know if you can even tell, but it's stunning. I'm gonna ever so lightly just kind of drag it up. And then just kind of connect it. I don't know if you can tell. I hope you can tell. But that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Just what I was looking for. Bring it up a little bit. And down here. Perfect. Okay. So I want to clean up just in case anything fell out here. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, I'm loving this look. Okay, let me get some mascara on. Okay, lashes done. I just used my Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift. This is a fairly new mascara to me. I really, really enjoy it. So let's wrap this up. I am so happy with how this eye turned out. I don't know, it's just really pretty to me. I like it. And let's get some bronzer on. I'm gonna do my Fenty cream bronzer in Macchiato. This is my favorite bronzer. Do not be afraid of cream products. I was intimidated by them for the longest time, but this one is so easy to use. I don't know, it's like foolproof almost. You really can't, even times where I have thought maybe I put too much on, like, oh, this is gonna look bad. It doesn't. It doesn't. It just is so, this looks so beautiful on the skin. It blends wonderfully. I love the color. It's just warm enough for me. It just looks pretty. It doesn't end up looking like muddy or anything. And then I just like to put a tiny little bit down there. I'm just using, this is a Real Techniques brush. It says number 303. I feel like this, I don't know, I just found this randomly on sale at Ulta. I think it might have been part of like a collection that Real Techniques came out with of brushes. It might have been limited edition. I don't know. It looks like it was probably part of some like mermaid or unicorn thing. I don't know. You know, the other really great thing about this bronzer, I think I was always nervous with cream products that they would mess up my foundation. They would, you know, pull my base, if that makes sense, like, or slip around, you know, make my foundation, just get it out of place. I'm sure there's a better word for that, but I have not found that to be the case with this bronzer. It does not disturb my foundation ever. When applying it, when blending it, it just looks so nice. Blend out my nose. Let's get some blush on here. I've been using the Fenty cream blush pretty much every day, so I'm gonna use my powder blush I have in here, which is my Kylie Jenner. This is it right here. It's called Close to Perfect. It's just a super, super natural, neutral shade. I cannot find my blush brushes anywhere. So I'm gonna use this. This is another one of those new Beauty Bay brushes I got. It must be a blush brush. It's called Make Me Blush. So let's try that. I haven't tried this. The eye brushes I've used from this collection I really like, so let's see. I don't know if you can tell, but that's just a super pretty neutral shade. I don't really like to, when I put blush on, I don't really like to be rough with it. I just kind of like to lightly kind of press it in where I want it, just again so it doesn't disturb my foundation. I know it looks like I'm putting a lot on, but it really doesn't look like it in real life. This blush is super natural looking, and I do actually like a little bit of blush on my nose, kind of across my face, a little on my forehead. And let's get some highlighter. What other highlighters do I have? I think I might only have my Fenty in here. Yeah, so I guess that's the one. I'm going to use another Beauty Bay brush. This is called Glow Up. This is a duo, so it's got a couple different highlighters in here. I'm just going to take my brush, swirl, tap, and there we go. I don't know if you can, let's see if you can see this side a little bit better. Swirl, tap. Let me see if I can see. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty highlight. Really pretty. Some on my nose, my Cupid's bow. I'm sorry, I love highlighter. Love it. And just give it all to me. Okay. Lips. I actually threw away one of the lipsticks that I put in here. It was my Milani Sangria lipstick. I was gonna wear it and I went to swatch it and it was just off. This swatch was like pulling and dragging and it was patchy and I don't know, it just was not good. And honestly, I have had those lipsticks for so long. I probably need to go through and swatch all of them, all of my Milani Color Statement lipsticks, and make sure they're still good because they might not be. Lips, what do I want to do? Let's do one of my Juvia's Place. Although I want to do a lip liner with it because last time I wore my Juvia's Place, I did not wear a lip liner and it did bleed a little bit. So I'm going to do my, this is just NYX Suede lip liner in London. Just a neutral nude color, which is perfect because all of the Juvia's Place lipsticks are nudes, some variation of nude. So I'm just going to, I'm being very haphazard about this. I'm not really being precise. I'm not gonna like fill my lips in. I just want to get something down to see if that can stop it from bleeding. I like all of these colors, so I'm just gonna pick whichever one comes up first. Lady. This is, I don't remember which one this is. They had like nude peaches, nude chocolates, and nude pinks. Or nude mauves, excuse me. And I got one from each category. I don't remember which one this is, but they are all beautiful. I think Juvia's Place yesterday was having a sale on their lipsticks, like 25% off. Check them out if you haven't, because these are stunning. I really like that. Probably gonna throw a gloss on just because I'm a glossy girl. But I love that. I think this has got to be their peach collection, because this does kind of pull a little peachy. But I do want a little shine, so let's do this. Okay, that's it. It's perfect. I love these glosses too. These are the Milani Ludicrous glosses. This is in Luster Light. If you haven't checked these out, check them out. These are some of my favorite drugstore glosses. I love the formula. Like, they're glossy, but it's not tacky. Like, you're not gonna have that weird, like, stringy shit on your lips. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Love these. So, finished look. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was somewhat helpful. I really like it. I'm really loving this Pat McGrath palette. I think it's worth it, personally. If you've never tried Pat McGrath shadows, it's kind of an opportunity to try them at a lower price point. I think the quality's good. You know, again, I don't know if formulation is exactly the same as her more expensive palettes, but it's a good palette. If you enjoyed this video, if you have made it this far, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you stick around for more. Like this video if you liked it, and until next time, take care.